It's magical, it's mystical, it's wonderful, I want it all. Knocked me off my feet. My feet are, I'm knocked off of them. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I don't know why I'm like holding a wand today. I'm like bibbity bobbity boo. You get a pumpkin carriage. You get a pumpkin carriage. You all get a pumpkin carriage because I'm your freaking fairy godmother. And oh my goodness, it's Valentine's Day. I'm in a very loving mood. As you can see, I got my little X's and O's on today. I thought this was fun. Also, I'm in my alternate background today. I know you guys are so sweet. You always like compliment the background when I do it over here. I would love to do it over here every video, but sometimes it's not sunny enough for me to do it over here because we are literally in the corner of my apartment. So let me try to give you a visual here. That's where Bert's food is over there. That's Bert's cat toy too. He has a little dinosaur swinging thing over there. And yeah, that's basically the corner of the apartment. So I can't do every video here, but I love when I do get to do a video here. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out where Bert's food is. And if you did, wow, that's wildly specific, but I'm so glad I could answer that question for you. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in some new makeup releases that I am actually excited for. I talk a lot of trash on my channel. I'm sorry, I'm a Virgo. It's very difficult for me not to. I talk a lot of trash. I do a lot of anti-hauls. I talk a lot about makeup that I don't want because personally, as someone who's trying not to spend a lot of money this year, I'm on a makeup low buy. It's helpful to me to talk about makeup that I don't want, and it's helpful for me to watch those types of videos, you know? But yeah, I thought it would be fun to talk about some makeup that I'm actually excited for. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear about all of the new makeup releases that I'm super excited for, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. Coming at you right now. Ooh, bad snap. Coming at you right now. Ooh, yes. Okay. Alrighty, so the first new makeup release that I'm very excited for is from Midas Cosmetics. Ooh, let me scooch over so I can put it on the screen here. Midas Cosmetics came out with a Valentine's collection, which is, I felt it was a little late personally because they did only release it, I think, when I just checked on Instagram, it said 4 days ago, which like today is Valentine's Day, and spoiler alert, I ordered something and it's not here by Valentine's Day. Not that I expected it to be, but I feel like it was a little late, but it's no big deal. I'm just making note of it because I'm a Virgo and I have to, I'm sorry. But they came out with a Valentine's Day collection as pictured here. They came out with a Bitchin' Cake Liner collection, which is this 1985 because that's when that word is from. I'm not insulting it. I like it. I love it actually. Bitchin' Cake Liner palette. Ooh, how fun. I bought it naturally. Actually, my friend Tara tweeted me on Twitter. She was like, this is so you. I was like, yep, that's all of the confirmation I need that I need to buy it. Okay, great. So I bought it, but it's the only thing I've bought so far this month. So I'm still doing great on my low buy. That's not entirely true though, because I did also buy a face powder from Midas. But you know what? I've been looking at that face powder for a while and I didn't want to just buy one thing. So I was waiting until there was another thing I wanted. And that's as far as I'm going to explain it. Okay, I bought a face powder and this cake liner palette, and I'm super excited about it because Tara was right. This is very me. This is right up my alley. You guys know I love water activated liners. I mean, look at the material. Look what we're working with here. I wear a graphic liner every single day. I wear a water activated liner every single day because I love it so much. It's my favorite category of makeup, and this is a unique palette, you know, because I haven't purchased new graphic liner in a while. I say a while. I bought the Cut Creaser collection in November, but that's a while for me, okay? Because I felt like I have all of the colors, you know? I felt like there's not really many colors I'm missing, but then I saw this palette and I was like, oh, I'm missing all of these colors. I need to have them. So I did buy it, and I'm very excited because it has a metallic pink in there that is like super unique to my collection. It also has another pink like this, which yes, I have, but I'm almost out of this color in the pot that I have right now. So I'm gonna be happy to have a backup. These greens are very unique to my collection too, because right now I only have a neon green and like a slime green. So I'm excited to have more of a true green. I know I'm gonna utilize that a lot. And we also have some deeper reds in here, which which will be really nice in the fall. There's like kind of a mustardy brown in there, which I don't have anything like. This was just really unique to my collection, you know? I still went through the process in my head that I've been using in my low buy, where I look at everything I have and I say, okay, is this truly unique to my collection? Can I dupe this out? And the only color I could really dupe out in this palette was the pastel pink, which, as I just told you, I'm almost out of. So it's all good. I'm super excited about it. This palette looks awesome. I'm really excited to try out Midas's water activated liner formula. I've loved everything I've tried from Midas Cosmetics so far. I have their Flower Bomb palette. I have the Midas X Neon MUA Dawn Face palette. I also have a lip gloss from them, and I've loved everything so far. So I'm hoping this will be the same standard of everything else I've gotten from Midas Cosmetics, because I'm super excited about it. I didn't grab any lipsticks just because I have so many lip products right now I'm trying to get through, so it just wasn't a need for me. But this Bitchin' Cake Liner palette is on its way to me, and I can't wait to get my grimy little fingers all over it. And you know I'm gonna do a full review, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. So yeah, that's great. That is our first new makeup release that I am super excited for, and I bought something. Cool. Alrighty, so the next new makeup release that I'm super excited for, not sure if I'll buy, but definitely got my goat blaying. Is that a good goat bleeding noise? I am super excited for the new palette from Adept Cosmetics. They came out with the, dang it, I just looked up how to say it, Ninhydrin. They just came out with the new Ninhydrin palette, which looks so beautiful. So I first found out about Adept Cosmetics when last year they launched a pre-order for their Plain Jane palette, and a lot of people were talking about it. I know Lys Beauty was talking about getting it, and a lot of the more indie makeup focused accounts I follow on Instagram were talking about getting it, and I was like, what's this Adept Cosmetics? I've never heard of them before. And looking at the Plain Jane palette, I was like, oh, I mean, it definitely doesn't look like Plain Jane. It looks exciting, but it didn't look that outstanding to me. And then I saw swatches and people using it, and I was like, wow, they are something else. They are special shades. Like, wow, you know, they just look so amazing. I know Lys Beauty, who I feel like I talk about all the time on here. If you guys don't follow Lys Beauty and you like indie makeup and you like shimmery shadows, you should definitely subscribe to Lys Beauty. I'm sure if you're watching me, you probably already do. But she said the Plain Jane palette was like one of her favorite purchases from 2020, and she's so glad that she hopped in on the pre-order. I am incredibly jealous that I didn't hop in on the pre-order because I didn't know how great it was until it was all over. But if they ever bring the Plain Jane palette back, I would definitely like to get it. But this Ninhydrin palette also looks great. All of this to say, the Ninhydrin palette also looks amazing. It's definitely like a deeper version of the Plain Jane palette, you know? Ninhydrin is Plain Jane's cool goth older sister. We love her. We want to be her. We definitely want to hang out with her. And I think it looks so nice. Let me pull up the swatches on my phone here. Yeah, I'm looking at the swatches in here. These shimmers look unreal. They look so pretty. There's two mattes in there, which fine, you know, I kind of prefer an all shimmer palette if the shimmers are going to be like this, but for some people I know they'll really appreciate the mattes. But these just look so otherworldly, and all of the shimmers in here, minus the like purpley blue duochrome, which I have a million times, they all look like they'd be really unique to my collection. How much is this? Okay, it's $68, but Amy Loves has a coupon code, so I could use that. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I probably don't need an eyeshadow palette right now. Like, looking at these swatches, I know I cannot dupe out this palette. I can maybe dupe out the mattes and that one purpley blue duochrome in the center of the swatches, but the rest of it is unique to my collection. So, I already spent some money this month. I might skip out on this. I'm also sure it'll probably sell out immediately and I'll probably be too late to get it anyways. So if by chance it doesn't sell out immediately and there's still some left, maybe I'll get it. But it also doesn't ship until, they said, late April, early May, which I get. You know, they want to give themselves time to get things together. It's an indie makeup brand. I'm understanding of that, but I'm also impatient. I'm incredibly impatient. So I don't know if I'll want to wait that long, but I don't know. Maybe this one's up in the air. Probably not gonna get it, but man, oh man, do I appreciate it. And if that Plain Jane palette ever comes back in stock, that one I'm much more likely to get because that is very much my vibe. And yeah, Adept Cosmetics, who knew? Not me. You guys probably knew, but I'm so glad I found Adept Cosmetics recently because they're really doing business over there and I love to see it. All right, let's talk about the Menagerie Cosmetics Flight Club palette. They teased this one for a while and I could tell it was gonna be purple. purple, and I was like, ooh, I'm super excited for that because I've been wanting to try Menagerie's formula for forever, and I love purple. It's my favorite color. So when I saw this palette, I was excited, but also, you know, I was actually doing a great job describing the way I was feeling, but I feel excited, but not as excited as I wanted to be for this palette. I still think it looks beautiful, and it's possible I've been influenced, but I was watching Smoky Glow do a Yas or Pas video the other day, and she talked about this palette, and she also said that it was very beautiful, but she thinks it could have been smaller, and I have to agree. I think when it comes to a monochromatic palette like this, you can keep it to 9 shades. I know Hannah said 6. I think you can get away with 9 shades with a monochromatic palette like this because I do think it looks beautiful, but there's definitely a few shades I think I could do without. But it's hard for me to say because I can't find swatches anywhere. I've been looking for swatches of this palette and I can't find it, and nobody's done a review yet because it's not available yet. So maybe, I'm sure Beaut Bean will probably do a review. Maybe, I feel like she reviews Menagerie stuff. I'm sure someone will do a review, so I'll have to wait until I see that. But just looking at the palette, I'm like, there's a couple shades, there's a couple shimmers in here that look a little too similar, and maybe when they're swatched, they're different. I don't know. It says there's 2 chameleon metallics in here, so it's possible we got like some multi-chrome business going on. I'm probably gonna eat my words as soon as I see the swatches, but just looking at it, I mean, also me personally, I don't want a cream matte in a palette. I think cream mattes should just be eliminated from the makeup scene. I feel like we all have one, you know? If you want to sell it as a single for somebody to have, that's fine. But personally, I'm sick of seeing cream mattes in eyeshadow palette releases just because I feel like we all have one. There's kind of like a very neutral transition shade for a pale person shade in there that I feel like they could have skipped, and, you know, maybe skip one of those pinks. I don't know. I feel like there could have been like a deeper matte in there, perhaps. I know there's one kind of deep purpley matte, but I would have loved to see more of a cool tone deep purpley matte. I'm just being picky. This is a very beautiful palette, and I very well may buy it. I mean, it's $38. That's not so bad, and I've never tried Menagerie before, so maybe, but I'm definitely gonna wait to see reviews. I would love to hear what you guys think about this palette. What do you think? Are you gonna get it? Do you agree it could have been a little smaller, or am I just a big old goose? And if I am a big old goose, then drop a goose in the comments to let me know I'm a goose, because I may well be, but I still think this palette is beautiful. I'm dying to see what the chameleon shades are and what they look like swatched. I have a feeling it's those 2 shimmers on the bottom, but I don't know. I need swatches. Menagerie, please help. But this release definitely got me excited. Oh my gosh, the theming that it's a little bat. Oh, so cute. I love it so much, and I can't wait to find out some more information on it. All right, now let's talk about the Odenzai Norns collection. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So Oden Cosmetics came out with this huge collection. So they got a big palette, and then they have 3 mini palettes, which each have 5 shades in them, but the shade in the middle is like split, so it's technically 6 shades. And then they came out with 3 mesmerizing highlighters. That's what they're called, mesmerizer highlighters, or maybe just the one shade is called that, but aptly named because they are mesmerizing. And then I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. They came out with 4 freaking palettes and 3 highlighters. It's a beautiful collection. I really want one of the highlighters, and I never do this, but it is for the packaging. The way they look like, I don't even know what they look like. They look like dragon's eggs to me. Do you guys remember Dragon Tales? Are you old enough to remember Dragon Tales? I feel like this looks like a dragon egg from Dragon Tales, and it's making me nostalgic. It's also making me seethe with envy over the fact that I don't have it yet, because these highlighters just look so beautiful. And even that big eyeshadow palette looks really, really pretty, and I'm trying to stay away from big palettes this year because I have too many big palettes, and I'm trying to stick with smaller palettes. So I might be more interested in that mini palette, the one with the pink and the yellow split in the middle. I'll obviously have a picture up here for you guys, but that palette out of all of the minis is the most appealing to me because it's all shimmers and it's all colorful, but also the big palette appeals to me too. At first I was like, nah, I don't need it. That's too neutral for me. Can you believe I thought this was too neutral? Man, how I've changed in my makeup taste in a year, because there's like 2 browns in there. I'm like, that's neutral, I don't want it. but after seeing it swatched, I'm like, oh man, that's really beautiful. Their shimmers look absolutely nuts. They look so pretty, and I've watched a bunch of Beauty Bean videos of her reviewing Odenzai products in the past, and they seem like they perform really consistently well. It seems like it's a really high quality formula, and I don't know, it just looks so beautiful. Maybe I'll start with one of those mini palettes to figure it out first, you know, because it seems like this is a permanent collection. I don't think it's limited edition or anything, which is awesome. So maybe I'll try a mini palette and we'll see how that goes, and maybe a highlighter too. I don't know, I'm supposed to be on a makeup low buy. These videos are torture for me because I'm supposed to be on a makeup low buy and I'm sitting here talking about how beautiful everything looks, but that's okay. I have self-control, I can hold it together, and I just bought something from Midas, so I'm gonna take a break for a minute. But the Norns collection from Odenzai is definitely on my wish list, especially that mini palette with the pink and yellow in the middle and that one highlighter that looks like a dragon's egg. Oh, it's magical, it's mystical, it's wonderful, I want it all. But right now, it lives on my wish list, towards the top of my wish list, and I'm happy with it there. All right, let's talk about a new makeup brand. So there is a new makeup brand coming to Sephora called Lys Beauty. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say L-Y-S or Lys, but they are a Black-owned makeup brand, which I think is awesome that they're gonna be going into Sephora and they're gonna be more readily accessible for people. I think that is so, so great. And looking at the products, I'm super intrigued. One, at the price point, because they seem like they're a really mid-range price point, which for Sephora is awesome because I don't shop at Sephora much as someone who is not a rich lady, and I don't typically buy things in the Sephora price range. So I was really excited when I saw that their Triple Fix Serum Foundation is $22 for a foundation. That's really great. Their bronzers are $18. Their blushes are $16. Like, those are good prices. I'm really impressed by those. And the Triple Fix Serum Foundation sounds right up my alley. I'm super interested because if you're not new to my channel, then you probably know that I used to be a stan of the Revlon Candid Glow Foundation because it was very serum-y. I finished my bottle a couple weeks ago and I'm not repurchasing it just because they have a pretty bad shade range in that foundation, and I don't like to promote things on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel that don't have an inclusive shade range because I would feel absolutely awful if I ranted and raved about something that not all of you guys could go out and get for yourself. So I am not going to be repurchasing that foundation, but I am seeking a dupe, and I'm wondering if this would be a dupe at all, and the shade range of this foundation looks absolutely amazing. 35 shades, and it's a really nice even looking range. I could definitely find a shade for myself for sure, and I think all of you guys probably could too based on just the beauty of this range. And it seems like, I know it's hard to tell from swatches, so I'll have to go watch some reviews of people wearing it, but it looks like it's pretty dewy. They also say it's light to medium coverage, which is right where I like my foundation to be, and they say it's buildable. Also, it's a natural finish, all things I love to see, so I'm very interested in that foundation. I think I'm gonna try a shade of the foundation, and also those blushes. Those cream blushes look beautiful. I know I don't need to buy a blush right now. I have so many blushes to get through, and especially whereas cream blushes you have to work through quicker since they have a shorter expiration date. I should probably wait, but I mean, these are on my wish list. These blushes look so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that bright orange one knocked me off my feet. My feet are, I'm knocked off of them. My feet are in the air because it's just, wow, that's a beautiful blush. All of the shades of these blushes look so beautiful. They have a beautiful mix of neutral looking shades and also super punchy bright shades that I can totally see myself wearing like every day in the summer, and I just want them all so bad, but I gotta show a little restraint. I might get maybe just the foundation to start, or maybe a foundation and a blush. I don't know, but their whole range looks beautiful. They have a beautiful range of bronzers as well. Just a really beautiful range of shades that I think everybody could find something that works for them, which is awesome. And I'm so excited they're coming to Sephora. That's amazing. And yeah, Lys Beauty, wow, I'm so excited. What a good launch to launch with foundation. I think they launched with a primer, a setting powder, bronzers, blush, brushes, and lip oils. Like, what a way to launch with like basically a full line already. I mean, I know there's no like mascara or eyeliner or anything, but that is such a good first launch, you know, to launch with complexion. I think that's awesome, and I definitely want to try some stuff from Lys Beauty. All right, that's the end of the video. That is all of the new makeup that I am super interested in. Will I buy it? I don't know. Only time will tell. Like I said, I'm on a low buy. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to reel myself in trying not to buy a lot of new makeup. You know, I got to scratch that wanting to buy new makeup itch a little bit when I bought the Midas Cosmetics Bitchin' palette, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss that review. Hopefully it comes within the next week or so, because I would love to get that to you soon, because I would love to put it all over my face because it looks so nice. But with the rest of these, they are on my wish list. You know, maybe we have some springtime sales soon. I don't know, brands that could be fun. Free idea, springtime sale, spring cleaning, you could call it the spring cleaning sale. Like you brands are cleaning out your stock and I am buying things at a discounted price. I think that's a great idea. That's free. That's for you to have right there. And yeah, it's a lot of good makeup launching from the indie brands. And also Lys Beauty, new Black-owned brand coming to Sephora. I think this is exciting. I know I just talked about it, but I love that it's a mid-range brand. I wish more mid-range brands like that would come to Sephora. Like Tower 28 is another like mid-range brand that I love is at Sephora, and I hope that Sephora gets more brands like that soon, and also more Black-owned brands in Sephora would be amazing. But yeah, a lot of new exciting makeup right now. Let me know what new makeup releases you guys are excited for. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you think I need to know about? Anything colorful and shimmery and serumy and dewy and ooh? I'd love to hear about all of it, so definitely let me know down below. And since you made it to the end of the video, I'd like to humbly ask you to subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I post new videos 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am here, I am shouting, I'm screaming, I'm hollering about new makeup. I talk about a lot of indie makeup, I do a lot of anti-hauls, I do a lot of just random miscellaneous videos. My last video I did was talking about the oldest makeup in my collection and whether or not I still like it, so definitely check that video out while you're here. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also in my description box, I have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources. I have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. Those links are available in all of my description boxes for you, so please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! That was like a choreographed dance I have always at the end of the video. If you guys watch to the end, you get to see me do some really exciting and cool dancing, and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, bye!